Hello mathematicians, welcome back to Number Corner. For Number Corner today, we will be working with our calendar grid. Today, you will need your Number Corner book opened to page 92, a pencil, and 4 crayons. You need a green crayon, a light green crayon, or yellow if you don't have light green, a gray crayon, and a brown crayon. You can use crayons or colored pencils. You can pause the video now to get what you need. For calendar grid today, we are going to be completing a page in your Number Corner book, page 92. This page has a hidden picture on the thousands grid once you fill in the right boxes. So you will have to complete the equations and color in boxes on your thousands grid. This is just like your daily hidden picture grid that you've been doing in your calendar grid updates. Let's look at the directions for this page together. This page is called 10's and 100's picture grid. The directions say, solve each set of problems and color in the squares as directed to make a picture of a plant you find in Australia. You will be creating a picture of a plant that grows very, very tall in Australia. Your 3 colors are dark green, light green, gray, and brown. And for every equation you solve, you will fill in a box that color. So for dark green, here are all of your equations for dark green. The first equation says 100 minus 80, or expression. It doesn't have an equal sign, so it's actually an expression. This expression is 100 minus 80. Can you think of some ways you might solve this expression or find the answer? Now, you may have a few different ideas. You could draw your open number line. You could draw a picture of your hundreds piece or your 10's pieces and then cross some out. You could do either of those. Another thing that you could do is use your thousands grid. Let's have a look at how we might do that. Now, our first expression was 100 minus 80. If you're not sure what that answer is, we can start with our bigger number on our thousands grid. Let's start by finding that bigger number, the number 100. Did you find it? There it is. Now, if we're at 100, we know we need to subtract 80. What are we really counting by on our thousands grid? Are we counting by 10s, 50s, 100s? What are we counting by? Well, show a connection if you're thinking we're counting by 10s and 100s. Yeah, we're counting by 10s in our rows. So if we start at 100, we want to go backwards 8 10s. That's how many 10s we need for 80. So kind of thinking about it like our number line, I can take 8 jumps of 10 backwards until I stop and see where I land. So if I'm on 100, I want to take away 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So I now know that 100 minus 80 equals 20. Then we can fill in that number 20 with green on our thousands grid, just like this. You can fill in 20 with your dark green crayon now, too. Now let's have a look at our second expression for dark green. Our second expression for dark green is 30 plus 50. Let's try this one on the thousands grid too. So our expression is 30 plus 50. I'm I'm going to make it a little easier for myself so I don't have to do as many jumps. And I'm going to start on the bigger number again. And I know I'm adding 30. Well, I know we jump by 10s, so that's really just 3 jumps of 10. Let's find 50. There it is. Found 50. Now I'm going to make my 3 jumps of 10. You can count with me till we get up to 30. Let's count by 10, 20, 30. What number did we land on? Yeah, show a connection if you're thinking 80. We sure did. We landed on 80. That means I color in the number 80 with my dark green crayon, just like this. You can color in 80 with your crayon now, too. Let's look at one more before you work on your own. Our next expression for dark green is 180 minus 60. So now we're looking at 180 minus 60. We have a subtraction expression. So I'm going to start on my bigger number again, and I'm going to jump backwards. I need to jump backwards by 60. Remember, each jump is a jump of 10. So let's find 180 first. There it is. Do you see it? All right, let's jump backwards. I'm counting up to 60 as we jump. So let's start together with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Show a connection if you see what number we landed on. Yeah, we landed on 120. Let's color in 120 so it looks just like this. You can color in 120 on your chart now, too. Before you go to work on your own, I have 2 more things to tell you. Number 1, I told you you were working on page 92. I was wrong. You may have figured it out by now, but you should be on page 86. I'm sorry if you were on the wrong page, but make sure you're on page 86 now and take a moment to catch up with your grid if you need to. The second thing I want to tell you is that you can help yourself to not get confused as you solve your expressions. Every time you finish an expression, take your pencil and cross it out. This will help you know not to do that same expression again and to know when you're finished. So we solved the first 3 together. You will have the rest to solve on your own. And remember to change your colors as you go so you can see that beautiful picture at the end. When you are all finished, show this to your teacher in Seesaw, and then you can check in your Seesaw activity to learn a little more about what your picture is of. That will be a fun little extra for you at the end. All right, mathematicians, it's time to get to work and show your teachers what you can do. I'll see you next time for Number Corner.